Hey everyone, it's Amber Love, and I'm here to walk you and guide you through another short chair yoga series. So this will be sort of what it's like in the opportunities that I get to do yoga for geeks at conventions. So what I want you to do is, in your chair, if you don't feel like you can be supported in your back with your feet still on the floor, then you have some options. You can either put a couple blocks under your feet and sit back. If you don't have blocks, some books that are the same size will do. If not, if you feel comfortable and strong, and maybe you don't need a pillow or anything behind your back, then just come to the edge of the chair so that your sits bones are supported. Roll your shoulders back and down, and find yourself coming to a place of stillness. I'm going to explain to you a couple different styles of breathing techniques. The first is a deep breath, a deep cleansing breath. That's what you probably know when you go to the doctor and they want to listen to your lungs. You just breathe in as deeply as possible and exhale through your mouth. So building from that is the three-part breath, where you expand your belly first. And then you learn to expand your belly area, the lower belly area, and then expand the rib cage area where your diaphragm is. And then bring what's left up to the upper chest. Place your hands on your chest and your stomach area to feel that expansion. So when you expel that air out, you can automatically feel, if you bring your awareness down to your pelvis, the deep muscles that are still part of your core, but they're not abdominal muscles. We're talking deeper, lower in the body and further inside the body. So on an exhale, those muscles start to contract. You feel a little lift here in the front of the pelvis area. Your tailbone in the back starts to go down. You want to get comfortable with that movement of your hips back and forth like that, because you want to be able to find neutral. So listen to your body as it's trying to do that for you automatically. And if you have many years of postural changes, then you probably have to make that happen, especially when you're doing things that require moving your back, which is almost everything, but also sitting. The other breath is the Ujjayi breath, which means ocean, and that's because it sounds like the ocean inside your head. And for my geek friends out there, it sounds kind of like Darth Vader breathing. So it's like fogging up a mirror to get that technique down, and you close a little part of your throat, but you close your mouth on the inhale and the exhale. That brings another component to a three-part breath, or to your normal breathing pace. It gives you something to focus on, something to hear, tune out distractions, and can help you center and calm yourself. So keeping that in mind as we move through today's poses, you can incorporate those pretty much any time. So let's start by finding ourselves comfortable. Gus is here. He's not ready to center himself. He actually wants to go out on one of his big adventures. Because he had a nap, so he's ready to go. Center yourself, feel yourself tuning into your own body. While you're doing this, what I want you to think about is what we learned in yoga teacher training as authentic speaking, but to incorporate authentic awareness of yourself. So you're going to think of 3 things and try to understand the differences. A body sensation, a feeling, and a thought. So your body sensation could be something like, well, sitting in this chair, maybe I feel like I could use some more support. So your body sensation might be weak low back. A feeling is an emotion. So I could say I'm calm yet feeling nervous. And a thought is, I have no idea if this recording is going to work because the last one didn't work at all. So, body sensation, feeling, and thought. So when you're taking time and you're working on meditating, those are 3 things. Just tune into those. Body sensation, feeling, thought, and see what you come up with. And it doesn't have to be long. The shorter, the better. You know, body sensation, knee pain, feeling excited, thought, I don't want to go back to my desk. So short and sweet, anything like that works. This time, bring your hands together in prayer mudra or Anjali mudra. Your palms together at your chest, at heart center. And this is something that you'll return to throughout the poses, so that's why I wanted to introduce it to you now. You're going to take your arms out and just start working the shoulders, because even though it's not the very tip top of our body structure, usually if we're sitting at a desk or standing or driving, we're hunched over like this a lot. So let's just find those shoulder blades and lubricate them first. Now we'll start with the top of our head and work down. Bring your chin to your chest. Head over to one side very gently. You're keeping your shoulders pressing down towards the floor. Your ear is never going to catch up with your shoulders. So it's not about them meeting. It's just your ear is on the side where your shoulder is. And come back to center. Go to the other side. And if these are the first neck rolls you've done for the day, don't force it. And you might notice after doing several that your head is able to work itself down lower and lower, which goes for when you're working into any pose. And just take that time to let your body find the progress that it wants to find. Come back to center. Lift your head up. Now simply turn your head to one side, back to center, turn to the other side, back to center. We're going to tilt now with our head so that our ear is again over top of our shoulder. Look down at the floor Bring that hand up, slight pressure, doesn't even have to, it's mostly gravity doing the work. The opposite hand reaches down and away. And then very slowly, don't rush it, you're going to turn and rotate your chin, so eventually you're looking forward. And if you can keep going, maybe you can find yourself looking up. You find the stretch in different muscles of your neck on the opposite side. Come back to looking straight and then lifting your head up. If you can, repeat that on the other side. If you have trouble going, one direction over another, that's pretty common. Sometimes it's because of how we sleep, the way that we have our pillows. Other times it's just postural from how we carry our bodies habitually. And come back up to center. Now we're going to work those shoulders even more. Bring the hands up. I'm going to drop one hand down. I'm dropping my left hand down, reaching to my left arm past my elbow and just giving a little stretch. So when you do this, your elbow and your shoulder are moving backwards. You have a nice tight core here to protect your spine. Arms up and switch. And arms up. Bring them down. Bring some movement into them. Hands come together. Interlace the fingers and notice which thumb you put on top. Pressing the palms out with those interlaced fingers, lift the palms up towards the ceiling. It's a very small lean over to one side. And come up. Keep breathing. A lot of times if you're doing something that you don't normally do during your day, you forget to breathe. The key part is to keep breathing. Bring those palms down. Now interlace them the other way. Lift them back up. And go to the other side first. Come back to center. And reach to the other side. Back to center. Palms down. Check it out. Stretch the wrists out a little bit here, holding one hand out, just a little pressure on the fingertips with the palm of one arm forward to stretch out the wrist. You can do each individual finger if you want to, especially if you're writing or drawing all day. You really want to give that thumb pad a massage of whichever hand is your dominant hand. Switch sides. A little extra love there with the finger extensions. And come down. Bring those arms out to the sides. Rotate the hands so that the thumbs are down, palms are pressing back. And now just push back, your chest opens. More oxygen coming in as you breathe. Now when you sweep your hands forward, palms come back forward, you're going to put the right elbow underneath the left, and wherever you end up in this twist is fine. If you can keep going around so that your fingers, you might be able to clasp your fingers, but your arms kind of snake around each other like this. And lifting your elbows and your chin at the same time, just a couple inches. not far. You can close your eyes here. This is a good opportunity to really focus yourself. Just absorb the relaxation in your shoulders. You can feel your back expanding, allowing even more oxygen in. Lower the elbows and the chin, and then shift your arms over to the right. Gives your shoulder on the left side a little bit of a stretch. Back to center and unwind. We'll do the opposite, left elbow under the right, and this might be a completely different experience. You might not get as far, maybe you'll get farther. Lifting the elbows and the chin at the same time. Close your eyes again. And try to tune into yourself. A body sensation, feeling, and thought. What's your body sensation in this pose? Lowering back down to center, then shifting your elbows over to the left. Palms up, out to the sides at this point. We're just doing little rib cage lifts here. You reach up overhead, like there's fruit on a tree that you're trying to pick. And you want to feel that separation of where the ribs, the bottom of the ribs are, and the top of your hip crest. There's not a lot of space there on people like myself. I'm pretty short. People with longer torsos might feel differently. So those deep muscles engaged, giving yourself a side stretch through the obliques here. Come down, and we'll move into seated cow and cat. I'm going to turn to the side just so that you can see what my spine is doing. Resting your hands on your knees, bring the tailbone back, engaging the core, pushing the chest forward, chin comes up if it's comfortable for your chin, if you don't feel that that's any kind of discomfort. And then on the exhale, reverse it, curl that tailbone under, arch the back, backwards. Comes down. And as you find that movement, you can pick the pace up so that it works in tune with your breath. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. Make some circles with our upper bodies, and if you are standing, you can actually do the hips too. It's a little bit harder to do the hips if you're seated, but you can try your best. I move far away from the back of my chair, come forward, and just circle around in one direction. While you do this, really pull in that navel center and those deep muscles around the bowl of the pelvis. Come back to center, just pause at the front and move the other direction. So it's like doing cow and cat, but in a circular motion. And come back to neutral. we're going to get our legs involved and get some stretches done. So, what I'm going to show you is how to do this on a budget. I got a $2 tie from the thrift store. Pull one knee up into the chest, wrapping the tie, or if you have a yoga strap, that's great, around the bottom and pushing out through the heel. Now, as I do this, I'm not caving down and sinking down. Try to stay up. You're on your sits bones. You can feel those pointy bones at the bottom of your butt. Pushing out, and wherever you end up is fine. If you don't need any kind of strap, you can hold behind your thigh and push out. And if that's not enough, you can keep going. Holding your ankle, maybe even holding the bottom of your foot. You don't want to press your knee back. You don't really want to put any strain here on knees. It's much healthier and less traumatic if you have a bend in the knee. You still feel those stretches along the back. Bring that knee in and switch. Again, you can use the strap if you want. Pull the knee up to the chest. Take your strap and put it around and press out through the heel. Take your right knee, if you can, and cross it over your left. Again, I'm sitting way on the edge of my seat so that my foot that's touching the floor is more supported. Arms come all the way up high. Reach, reach, reach. Then my left opposite hand is going to the opposite knee that's on top and reaching back. So, depending on your chair, your arm might be in a different position. The twisting is really lifting your ribs out of your hips and then get into the twist. Shoulders, waist, hips forward. Come back to neutral. Do the opposite side, left knee up top, or whichever way you did, it's fine. Hands come up, really lift those ribs up. Hand to opposite knee. Turning from the base first, and then working your way around. Legs are really flexible. You might even be able to keep going and wrap one foot around your other calf. That's not something I can do. Head comes forward first, then shoulders, torso, and hips. Come back to neutral. So to do a forward fold with the support of the chair, you have a couple options. You can stand up and do the fold as you normally would standing, but have the chair there just to kind of hang on to so you don't feel wobbly. So for that, there's not a whole lot of room here, but I'll try to show you. Standing with your feet hip distance apart, reaching up, hinging here at the hips, soft knees, slowly coming forward. And if you just want to hold on to the chair, you can. If your hands don't come to the floor, just bend your knees even more. Okay? You'll feel, as you lift your hips up, you'll feel where your stretch is and where your edge is. So you don't go past your edge, just find it. So if you're doing this while seated instead, to come out of that, by the way, keep your knees soft and come back up, standing fine mountain pose. So seated is really not all that different. You can have your legs out straight and come forward, and I'm going to hold on to my chair. And I have my feet planted just so that I don't slip. And hinge here at my hips, come forward. The same benefit, it feels pretty much the same. I just feel like I'm very supported and I'm not going to have any chance of falling down. And you could also have your knees much more bent and come forward, wrap your arms around your thighs. That's sort of like a seated child's pose, maybe. It gives you that very cocoon feeling where you're wrapped up inside yourself. So I had to show you that in order to show you what walking through a half sun salutation in the chair is like. Arms up, hands together, moving through heart center, hinging here at the hips, not at the chest first. And then as you come forward, you can rest your chest on your thighs, hands come down, or hands can maybe wrap around your thighs. Halfway lift up. So you can keep a nice, strong, straighter back. Keep your chin tucked back so that it's neutral. Your hands are probably just barely touching your shins, maybe they're on your thighs. So it's at an angle. I'll show you this way. Halfway lift up and then forward fold again. And all the way up. Bring that hip hinge back into place. Arms come up. Return to Anjali Mudra. So we'll do that one more time. Hands up. Through heart center, hinging at the hip forward. Find that comfortable cocoon position. Halfway lift up. Make your back feel like you're really elongating it. Forward fold again. Head can come up. Just hips hinge you back up. Hands together, back to prayer. We're going to add on some lunges to that sun salutation. So in order to do this, you're going to find yourself swiveling a little bit on the seat of the chair, just to tell you what's coming up and in store. For myself, since I'm pretty short, I'm using one of my blocks on each side for my feet. And come way to the edge of the chair, as long as you feel comfortable and safe. Hands up, move through prayer center, come to forward fold. Uttanasana. Halfway lift and forward fold. As you come up, you're going to shift so that you're, depending on if you want to mirror me or do the same, I'll do it this way. Just so that it sounds the same as the instruction. Move to the very edge of the chair. Hopefully you have a chair where you can have a 90-degree angle here with your knee. I have my foot up on a block. I'm going to hold on to my chair for assistance and stretch the outside leg back. So my hips are facing the side, the same as my front foot at this point. So this sets us up for a high crescent lunge. I'm on my toes in the back, pressing through the back heel, tucking the tailbone down, giving a little lift here in the pelvis. And if you feel safe enough, you can lift your arms or have one arm up and the other arm holding you. bringing the back foot forward, bringing the front foot over. If you want to try downward dog with the chair, you can, or you can just skip the downward dog step at this point. You would come up and use the chair in place of the floor. Pressing your chest down, reaching your chest towards your thighs. You can feel your shoulders open up. Soft knees. And you can come up, and if you want to, you can try a plank using the chair. Come back to a neutral position. Sit back down. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold again. Hands and chest up, reaching high. Back to heart center with your hands in Anjali Mudra. You might get another assistant here. Now we're going to do that again, switching to the other side. Oliver's here. Hey buddy, I think Gus is going to get you. Yep, there you go. I'm going to do cat acro yoga. You want to come up on my seat? You can come up. There you go. Hi buddy. Gonna be my helper? Arms up, forward fold. Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Uttanasana again. Head come up, chest forward. Find yourself on the edge of your seat and swivel to the other side, the opposite of what you did before. Bringing that outside leg all the way back onto your toes, pressing through the heel, lifting up through the pelvis. Tailbone goes down. And if you feel safe enough, arms up. Hips towards the side. Yeah, what a great spotter you're being. And come down. Bringing the back foot to the front of the chair. Front foot to the front of the chair. You can again step back and try downward dog with the chair support. Try some plank with the chair support if there isn't somebody in your way. Hi. Come back to center. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Uttanasana again. Hands come up, chest forward, and return to Anjali Mudra. You can do that sequence as many times as you feel comfortable. And if you know any of the other poses, you can work them in, like Warrior 1, which is very similar to the lunge that we did. You can go into Warrior 2, depending on your time. But for now, let's just take that sequence, let's feel it, tune in. Maybe try that Ujjayi breath. Back to the body sensation, feeling, and thought. Where were you at the beginning of today's practice, and where are you now? Notice what has shifted. Where's the energy gone in your body? Does your head maybe feel lighter? Feel the vibrations of the breathing. your eyes by looking down, letting your eyes flutter open. Maybe you have a wrestling match going on in front of you. Get your face out of his butt. Oh, yoga with cats. Hands come up to Undulate Mudra. Namaste.